one of our frontier posts has just suffered a brutal attack. We didn't want this fight.
Tell me then, what is your intended purpose?
Do you renounce your gods?
Hello there, my RPG lovers, and welcome to another video. Greedfall is undoubtedly the most ambitious title from Spiders, and it really seems like this game will be a solid role-playing experience, especially because of the extensive options in dialogue and the player choice in general. How you treat people and how you interact with many factions in Greedfall will definitely be of great importance, and it's clear that this is the main focus of the game. But does that mean that combat system in Greedfall didn't receive the similar treatment? Some people are worried about the gameplay, so I'm gonna try and explain what can you expect from Greedfall's combat based on all information we have so far. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe for more RPG content, because that's what I'm all about. The first time I saw the combat in Greedfall, it reminded me of Dragon Age Inquisition's combat, especially because of the tactical pause system and your companions. Except in Greedfall you don't need to micromanage your whole party all the time. It's a third-person action RPG and you can expect things like lock-on and dodging, the usual mechanics that you see in modern action RPGs. However, not so usual thing in these kind of games is the tactical pause we mentioned above, and I think this is only a plus for combat. It's optional, you won't be forced to use it if you don't like it, but it seems like it can add a tactical approach to some encounters, especially when fighting stronger enemies on harder difficulty. I think that's fair to expect from this system. Tactical pause can also remove a lot of jankiness from the gameplay, because please remember that Spiders is a small studio with limited budget, so Greedfall is bound to have some jank at least. But having the tactical pause as a feature was a really good decision, and it seems like it will get the job done. Now we'll focus on some gameplay mechanics and the skill tree. There are no classes in this game, you will have a branching talent tree and attributes, so you can build your character however you want. You'll obviously get points while you level up, and you can invest them in the branch of your choice. Recently we could see an updated version of the skill tree. It looks more streamlined and stylish compared to the old one. Other than some flat damage increases, we could also get a glimpse of a few major skills like the roll skill, which allows you to roll while rapidly dodging. The person who played this demo didn't highlight any other major skills, but we could get an idea of these other major skills just by looking at the icons. This is the branch for one-handed melee weapons, this one is for two-handed melee weapons, and this is probably the magic branch, which could be really interesting. I think that this particular skill is called Magic Stasis. It deals some magic damage and it also stuns enemies. This is the magic ring branch that was mentioned a couple of times before. I don't know how it works, but if we go back to roll skill and read the description, it says that it won't work with divine magic ring. We can only assume what this ring does, but it's probably connected with this branch directly. Maybe you'll get a spell from the ring that lets you teleport to shorter distances in combat, so you can't use the roll while using that. I don't know, just guessing, but it will be interesting to see. And the last branch is obviously for the traps, which we could see in action versus the boss at the end of the prologue. It seems like you can place traps instantly from the pause menu, there is no animation for this, at least in combat, so it's really fast. This could maybe change though in the final version of the game. Other major skills in the tree are not visible at all, but the last one we can see is for applying elemental vials to our weapons. In one moment the player used pause menu and we could see this option. Coat weapon with elemental vial, and yeah, it's the same icon. I could notice one particular stat called Fury that is basically almost everywhere. It's not only on the skills, but on every weapon in the game as well, as far as I could see. And if we take a look at this yellow bar below mana, it seems like it's charging after every attack you do, so I'm almost sure that this is the Fury. It's probably some special skill that you can use after the bar is fully charged. And since we know that we'll be able to combine some abilities with our companions, this could also be the way to do it. I'm just guessing, but I don't think that's far away from the truth. At first I thought that this was the stamina bar, but nope. It's definitely that Fury system and I'm curious to see more about it. Apart from the skill tree, we could also take a quick look at the attributes menu. There are all the regular attributes that you come to expect from action RPGs, like Force, which is basically strength. It increases the power of all melee attacks and it gives you more stun chance and armor damage. The same goes for other attributes, nothing mind-blowing, just the regular stuff like agility, endurance, etc. It doesn't require much explanation. One more thing that I found interesting is the balance and stun stat that you can find on your gear. It seems like the stun will be one of the main stats on weapons, and it will collide with the amount of balance that you and your enemies have. Heavier armor will obviously have more balance, so you'll get stunned less often. Let's not forget the option to craft different parts of your chest armor, for example, with items of greater quality and better stats. I would like some similar system for this like in Outward, where you have a stability bar that collides with the impact on weapons. I only briefly mentioned companions as well, because apart from the story options and your relations with them, we don't know much how they behave in combat. So there is certainly some depth in this combat system, not only from the skill tree, but from the gear you find, craft or buy. Speaking about crafting and the gear, I did a video specifically about that not so long ago that you can check out here if you want more content about Greedfall. Or maybe check the entire list, promoting my own shit. You got a problem? Eh? Anyway, that would be all I have for you today. Greedfall is the game that I plan to cover in depth, so be sure to subscribe if you're interested in that. Special thanks to my patrons, and if you as well want to become one, I'll leave all the links in the description. See ya in the next one.